You should not try to buy an asset during a downward trend. Do not try to join this movement. There is a massive struggle between sellers and buyers. If you master the specific skill that I am talking about in this video, then believe me, it will be more than enough to join the major trends. Ahead lies the start of a new upward trend. I recommend that you stick specifically to investment strategies. Friends, good day. You're on the Old Trader channel. My name is Vladimir Karasev. Today we'll look at a stock that interests almost every investor. It's the company Nvidia. I think there's no point in talking about how important this company is for the global economy. But my friends, we are in the stock market. So for us, the main thing to earn money in the stock market is to understand how the price of this asset moves, specifically for Nvidia. And before we begin, a huge request. Give this video a like and be sure to watch this video until the end. At the end, we'll have all the most interesting stuff. And at the end, I'll tell you to what level we might see the current corrective movement in this stock, at what point it's worth looking at this stock and searching for trading setups to buy Nvidia and have this stock in your portfolio. Before us is the entire exchange history of the company, which began in January 1999. That is, the company has been on the exchange for 27 years, more than a quarter of a century. This is a huge history for the company. And I suggest, my friends, showing you situations where it's worth looking for a long-term trading setup in this stock, as in any stock you follow. I suggest starting the analysis of the stock from the moment it went public. Once again, I'll remind you, it's January 1999. So in what way and when should you look for long-term trading setups in a stock? Note, friends, that before looking for a long setup, you must see the end of the previous trend. Once again, I'll remind you that big capital always looks for trading setups only in rising trends. Therefore, for big capital, it's important to understand that the previous falling movement is complete. How to see this? Let's look at the charts. So friends, before a rising trend begins, we must see a candlestick combination of the following type. A small candle and the next candle, which is significantly larger. The maximum value of the candle body goes higher than the maximum value of the candle body of the previous candle. The candle shadow is higher and a rising trend begins. And note, friends, this must necessarily happen. The next falling movement, yes, and here we see a small candle, and the next candle goes significantly higher. There it is, again, the setup of these two candles. Here and before that, right here. Moving on. There it is, the same configuration again. Here is a small candle, and after it, we see a large monthly candle, whose candle body's maximum values go higher than the maximum values of the previous candle body. The candle shadow closes much higher than the previous candle shadow on top. My friends, this is very important. It is simple but very important. Why does this happen? Friends, because a small candle at the end of a move indicates that the energy building this move, pushing the price down, is leaving the trend. This is what is important to understand. Once again, big capital does not buy on a falling trend. It waits until the chart shows the energy exiting this trend, the energy that builds the trend. Notice, a downward trend, a small candle, and the next candle is much higher. A new move begins. Again, a downward trend, a small candle, the next candle is significantly higher, and the move started. Another small candle, the next candle's body maximums are higher than the previous one, and an upward move followed. Right here, notice, it is the same thing. This repeats, friends, always. And most importantly, friends, until you see such a candle combo after trend ends, do not try to buy an asset in a falling trend. Notice a downward trend, a small candle, followed by a very powerful candle. The candle body's maximum value is higher than the previous one. The candle shadow is higher than the previous candle shadow, and an upward impulse begins. Friends, you must master this skill to understand the essence of any trend's development. Again, because there are numerous techniques, such as different methods, that allow us to see the end of a trend. Some of these techniques are quite hard to grasp, especially for market beginners. But if you master the skill I am telling you about in this video, believe me, it will be enough to join the major trends that arise in an asset. Notice a falling trend and two candles, a small candle body, small candle shadows, and the next candle goes higher. Yes, look right here. Then a new configuration, and again we see the same thing, a small candle followed by a large candle body. The candle shadow on top closes higher and the move upward started. Notice further, a small candle, the next candle is significantly higher, and the move upward started. Next, friends, let us move on to the company's modern history. 2023, a downward move developing for almost a year, and at the end, we see exactly the same. A small candle, and the next candle closes significantly higher. The candle shadow goes significantly higher than the previous candle shadow. This pair of candles tells us that the start of a new upward trend is ahead, which is exactly what we see later on. Also, friends, pay close attention to the following configuration. If you see huge volatility, like what we see right here, don't try to join this movement because it indicates a massive struggle between sellers and buyers. It's very hard to place a stop loss order. It's very hard to determine the stop level at which we'll close the position if it moves in the opposite direction from us. So friends, don't look for trading setups in this kind of volatility. Notice that this part of the chart is very significantly different from what we are seeing over here. Right here is an opportunity for beginners to buy, while over here professional traders are at work. So once again, don't try to sit at the table with a professional trader if you're an investor, because again, professional traders work full-time, they're fully committed, have multiple monitors, and they will outplay you. And I'll repeat my advice, don't try to take money away from the traders. It's a very tough way to earn a living. And for the umpteenth time, traders exist in the market to provide liquidity because the market was created for investors. It's the investors on large time frames and major trends who make the big money. And now, as we reach the end of this video, let's talk about the most interesting topic. Let's take a look at the levels to which we might see a corrective price movement in the company Nvidia. To do this, we need to identify a very significant price level that is currently attracting the price toward itself. Let me remind you that the price always moves from one specific price cluster to another price cluster. And the stronger the level, the more it pulls the quotes toward itself. At this present moment, for the company Nvidia, such a level is the price cluster that was formed back in June of 2024. The level of $140.76. Take a look, here is the moment this level was formed. We remained near this level for more than half a year. Later on, when the upward movement formed, we did not break through this level right away. And my friends, at this present moment, given the current configuration in the stocks movement, we are very likely to reach this support, the level of $140.76. So don't be in a rush. There are no trading setups in the stock right now when looking at this part of the chart. So once again, until you see a configuration like this or a configuration like that right here, until we see it, yes, as the asset continues to decline toward the support level of $140.76 until we see, I repeat, those candlestick patterns I told you about, you shouldn't even think about buying this instrument for the purpose of adding it to your portfolio. Friends, if you understood what I've shared with you in this video, I have a huge favor to ask. Please give it a like. It's easy for you and it's a pleasure for me. Wishing everyone successful trades. Talk to you soon and see you later.